road to success is not straight. There's a curve called failure, loops called confusion, speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies, caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success.
Cham, how are you doing?
I'm sitting on top of the world.
I love that. I love that for you. You know, it feels almost unnatural coming out of my mouth a while ago calling you Cham, because all of us know you as Baby Cham.
But Baby Cham is still my name. I don't know why people think it's just Cham. I'm still the lady's baby. Nave's the maybe. You know what I mean? So Baby Cham is still good.
I realize that you have been in this industry for like 28 years.
Long, right?
Yeah, almost 3 decades.
Yeah.
What's your secret?
I think it's good music, you know what I mean? Good music is the secret. And you know what I mean? You have to have some form of humility, some form of militancy. You have to have a good team. You know what I mean? And you have to bless. Yeah, that means that you have to stay prayed up.
Yeah, stay prayed up.
Which is only right.
Okay. Your start came from working on your uncle's sound.
Yeah.
So you used to go up on stage and do a little thing.
I want to tell you, so we used to play the sound first. You know what I mean? Studio mix. My uncle have a sound system by the name of Studio Mix in Waterhouse. John Wayne used to perform on the sound system. Super Cat, Beanie Man, Little John, you know what I mean? Tolo T, Echo Minor, just to name a few, you know what I mean? And that's how I got into the music.
Yeah. How old were you then?
At that time, probably 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
If you could talk to your 6 or 7-year-old self, what would you say? What would you prepare him for?
Well, I would tell him that he wouldn't become a soccer player professionally, you know what I mean? That way he could focus more on the musical side of it from an earlier age.
That's what you had wanted to be?
Yeah, I used to represent the national team from U14, U15. Played for Calabar, I won everything for Calabar, won everything for Duane Park. You know what I mean? My love was really football at first. Yeah.
So you still play football now?
Yeah, still knocking. You never ever stop knocking football, you know what I mean? So I would still play it just to keep the heart rate going and keep, you know what I mean? The cardio pumping.
You mentioned that you're still the girl and baby.
Yeah.
You are, I don't even know if you want me to say your age, but you are mature.
Yeah.
You are still one of the biggest heartthrobs in Jamaica. How you maintain that?
I think it's, as I tell you before, I think it's good music, but also the songs that we have done on the topics. So like for instance, Vitamin S is going to always remain in all the ladies' heart, you know what I mean? You'll never get over Vitamin S because no one has ever said it like that. Everyone had talk about SEX, but not saying how the way we presented it, you know what I mean? Like it's really a vitamin, which is really a vitamin. You know what I mean? The body needs it, you know what I mean? So I think all of that and personality, my mommy's looks, you have a few things that go along with it, you know what I mean?
You thank your mother for your looks. I saw that you returned to Sumfest.
Yeah.
After a 4-year hiatus.
Break,
yeah.
Yeah, which I can't count 2 of the years them because no one did anything for 2 of those years. But it's still 4 years.
It's still 4 years. How was that for you? How was Sumfest?
Sumfest was the best thing for me. It was special, you know what I mean? And the reason being, Dave Kelly, who is my brother, producer that basically gave me a musical home from I was like 15 years old, just graduating from Calabar. They were giving him his flowers, you know what I mean? It was a Dave Kelly tribute. And for all of us who Dave has produced #1 songs for, we get to perform every year, probably 300 days out of the year, you know what I mean? And we do that every night for the past almost 3 decades. So for them to say, let us give him one night where you're performing for him, you know what I mean? All of us wanted to give it everything. So it was like 7 brothers on stage competing and giving their competitive best. Just to show the main man that, yo, we appreciate what you have done, you know what I mean? Because he has changed all of our lives in some way, you know what I mean? So give it up to Dave Kelly. Enough love, my brother. Bang it!
So many people don't know all that Dave Kelly have done for not just you, but Bounty Killer, one of our icons.
I went to Dave Kelly because of Buju Banton. So Dave Kelly was responsible for breaking Buju Banton. All of that Mr. Mention album, Big It Up. Can you see you rule, you won, you come first. All of those are Dave Kelly. Me love my car, me love my bike, me love my money and thing.
Skloop, skloop,
But
skloop.
most of all, me love my brownie, you name it. Me not trust phone, me no own, me no like it. All of those are Dave Kelly. And I went to Dave Kelly Street when I was probably in third farm because of Buju Banton. So we used to save our lunch money and buy 7-inch records. And every Buju at the time, Shabba was the main man in the business in terms of international success. But for us schoolers, we were locked into Buju. So we used to buy every Buju Banton record. And every time we buy a Buju Banton record, there'd be one name consistently coming, produced by Dave Kelly. And that's how I went to Dave Kelly.
And you've maintained that relationship for how much years now?
Almost 3 decades, you know what I mean? Almost 3 decades. That's my brother. So it's past music now. That's my brother. When I move, he moves. When he moves, I move. You know what I mean?
So is it the same energy for Killer? Because these days I don't see Killer and not see you.
Well, me and Killer have a different chemistry from day one. So I met Killer probably the same time I met Dave. We know artist and producer relationship is different. So myself and Rodney just took me under his wing from then. I was going to Calabar at the time, and he just always tell the security to let me in the studio because at that time you couldn't get into any studio like that, you know what I mean? So it was like anytime Cham come, let him in the studio, security just know that okay, Killer you let him in. I didn't record much around there, that was King Jammies, but I got to learn a lot. I could sit in the studio while he was recording and like a fly on the wall or a sponge and soak up everything, like where he would take breaths, you know what I mean? How he would let out his aggression on a specific word. And that's how I kind of molded my thing. That when I got my chance with Dave Kelly, I could have delivered how I need to be delivered, you know what I mean?
Dancehall, as you know, is a very aggressive form of music, and I don't know very many artists who make it for as long as you make it without having a rival to pin off of. So, you know, Bounty have a Beanie, Cartel have a Mavado, and so on. I don't know if Cham having no rivals though.
I think Cham rival himself, you know what I mean? I think I'm one of the lucky ones that music is my push, you know what I mean? A lot of people got it through some form of rivalry, some form of controversy. My thing was just good music. Normally, you normally stem towards some form of clash artists to get that recognition, and I wasn't like that. I was just focused on the music and the work that needs to be done, you know what I mean? As our creative juices flow, stick to the philosophy of using the studio to have fun, nothing else.
Yeah.
But nothing is wrong with my brothers want to do their class thing because that's a part of our culture.
Ghetto Story was so big. International artist Alicia Keys, who you're still good friends with now,
that's
even jumped on it. How was that?
Yo, first of all, I used to buy every Alicia record. Up to today, I buy every Alicia album. And when we got the call that Alicia wanted to get on the remix to me, I didn't even believe Dave at the time. You know what I mean? I had to see it for myself. And then to meet her at that time, and she was so humble and so down to earth, and find out that she had Jamaican background, to me, that was like you putting me on top of the world, you know what I mean? To know that this Alicia Keys, the woman, you're talking about the artists at that time, and even now, that don't have to do any form of twerking. In this day and era, in that day and era, no twerking, no skin showing, just music, that's unheard of, you know. And that's why you have to put her amongst the greats.
You think that inspired why you were so adamant on it is just the music and I'm not going to promote any type of badness in myself or pretend like I'm something I'm not? Do you think you emulated that in some ways?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that, you know. Because we grew up in Sherlock Crescent, and everybody knows Sherlock Crescent is not the nicest community in the world. So you know that I'm not a sheep, you know what I mean? And my community know what I am. I'm not going to say I'm the most innocent person, but Mama Jenny grew us well, you know what I mean? And you kind of learn from a tender age, especially going to Calabar, that you know what, you kind of learn how to choose right from wrong, you know what I mean? And we decided to go in the right direction. To me, music is an art form, and art is a mirror of society, and whatever society reflects, we tend to reflect it back with music, melodies, and words. So if society was just all about love signs and peace, that's what you would hear. But society is not about that. We are getting everything. You're seeing dead bodies every day, so you're going to hear about that. You know what I mean? You have wars in communities, you're going to hear about that. And you're going to see it on the news. So our artist is just the same as the news outlet. They're just making it with music, melodies, and words. So you have to accept every form of creative outlets from each individual. So if they want to go in that direction, I'm cool with that just the same. You know what I mean?
As somebody who had your little moment with the government when they did ban Get a Story,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
I think the government using it as a scapegoat, you know what I mean? And if they keep on using that as a scapegoat and covering it with a curtain, then we won't move forward as a society. We won't get rid of the crime and the violence, you know what I mean? Artists is not creating crime and violence, just like how we see scamming. No artist created that. Lack of opportunity, lack of infrastructure, lack of resources. That's what created this scamming. So what the government needs to do is focus more on providing ways and avenues for these kids. So when they have their school loans that they take out, when they leave school, they can get into a job and a good job. That means they don't have to turn to anything negative, you know what I mean? The new project with Bounty Killer, the song is entitled BC, Song for the People. And I think it's Jamaica's national word. I should be able to say it's entitled Blood, you know what I mean? And no matter what, we can't go around our culture. You have people that's using that word out in the world, that double-barrel word, out in the world and making billions of dollars. You have festivals in Europe that took that name, our culture, and using it. For some reason, the slaves used to use it whenever they were frustrated with their slave drivers. And for some reason, it transcends from the slavery era, the modern era, where upper class and the people of the upper echelon, you know what I mean, is still scared of that word. So they criminalize it, but if you really think about it, that's our culture. It's the only word that you use to express every single emotion. And no one, not even the Prime Minister, the Minister of Security, Nigel Clark, can't tell me that they never used that word before. You use it for joy, you use it for frustration, you use it when you're happy. If you're at a football match and somebody miss a goal, blood. So it's not just out of anger you use that word, you know what I mean? And I think there need to be a conversation, and we need to start a conversation, and we need to start embracing our culture more, you know what I mean? All that's going on in the world, like, everyone still wants to come to Jamaica. Everyone you meet out in the world. The first thing Alicia said to me backstage, New York last week, we did a concert with her. The first thing that she saw me backstage was blood. You know what I mean? Like, that is just a joy, you know? And if you check the court documents, the law on it doesn't say that the word is criminal. It says how it is used. And the police get the right to judge you on how aggressive it sounds. But that's even worse, not right. Because there's no way you should put that in the police hands. You get what I'm saying? There's no way you should leave that up to police discretion, up to one's discretion. How are you going to know how aggressive? Probably I'm just a naturally aggressive tone person. And it comes out that way, but I don't mean to curse the word or say blood in an aggressive manner. The title of the EP is Time Bomb, and Blood is the first bomb of Time Bomb.
What can we expect to see from not only the EP coming up, but this documentary?
So the documentary, you're going to see a different side of Bounty Killer. You're going to see a different side of Baby Cham. You're going to be able to see Dave Kelly working with us, even though you can't see his face. But you're going to see how we work in that space and see how he really works with us and produce us. You know what I mean? So even all the younger producers, they'll be able to see their mentor or the person that they look up to. Because if you don't look up to Dave Kelly as a producer, you're not dancer. You know what I mean? So hopefully this they can see or learn something from Dave and see how he works with the artists and see how humble we are in the studio with Dave also. That means if he tells us to do one line 50 times, we don't sulk or say, you know what, my name is Sham, or my name is Bounty Killer. We are big artists and we're not going to do it. You kind of just, humble yourself and say, okay, Dave said want the line again. Let us do the line 50 more times until we get it right, you know what I mean? I think our genre on a whole don't have enough visuals of a lot of our past stars and legends, you know what I mean? And we wanted to make sure with this project, especially what happened in the last 2 years with the pandemic, we wanted to make sure that we documented every single moment of it, just to present to the people as a gift. The road to success is not straight. There's a curve called failure, loops called confusion, speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies, caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success.